guys, and welcome to another MK Mobile video. Today we're not going to play MK Mobile, today we're going to talk about MK Mobile, me and my guest. I have a very special guest, very special surprise for you guys. The guest is actually the reason why this channel exists. So this guy is a legend in MK Mobile, probably the biggest YouTuber there. So yes guys, StarInSky is here. Hi Star, how is it going on?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm staying at home and there's nothing else I can do but release YouTube videos, which is kind of very nice. I really enjoy that. And of course, I'm waiting for the update.
Oh yeah, they've been teasing it for a while.
So I want to start with something which is not really the most pleasant thing, but I feel that I'm obliged to ask you about it. It's about the virus situation. And I know that you live in New York, and it is the city that is mostly affected by the virus. So are things getting better there? What is the situation overall? Can you walk us through the situation in New York?
Well, I am not really watching the news every day because it's too depressing. But from what I hear, it's getting. The New York is going to be the first one to hit the apex. I think it's planned for the end of April, so it should be the highest number of cases, the higher numbers of death and stuff. But after that, it should start going down. And I think all the other cities in the US, they're going to follow the same pattern, but a little bit later. So hopefully New York is going to be one of the first ones to recover.
Yeah, hopefully. So stay safe, man.
Yeah, I've been staying at home. It's crazy. I'm doing way more videos now than usual.
So we went through the virus, so let's go to the MK Mobile stuff, which is the most exciting stuff to cover today. So, are you excited about the new update? We are going to have a new tower with 2 difficulties. What do you think about it? And do you expect something else apart from this tower?
Well, I think the 2 difficulties part is because everybody was complaining on how difficult was the Linkway Tower, so they decided to maybe make one level for the beginner players so everybody can beat it, and then the next level for more advanced players. I'm just curious if it's going to be possible to beat it multiple times like before. Like, how is it even going to work? Do you beat the easy one once and then you can beat the hard one multiple times? Or you can beat both of them multiple times? Yeah, I have no idea, but I hope people can get some free diamond cards. Also, I've heard rumors that it's only going to be for Kano and what's the last one?
The Tremor.
Tremor. Yeah, because we already had the Cabal Tower, and I think it's going to be like only for those 2. And I also heard rumors that they're going to maybe release Black Dragon Aaron Black, but I haven't seen any official confirmation of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's going to be doable for most players, because otherwise it's just not going to change anything. They need to change something. Otherwise, I think people losing interests to the game a lot, especially compared to like before update 2.0. They really need to do something special to keep the game running, and just keep releasing diamond cards that nobody can get is just not going to do it.
And speaking of update 2.0, a lot of things changed in the game after update 2.0, for good or bad. So my question for you is going to be, what is the best thing that happened at update 2.0 in your opinion? What was the best thing that happened to the game?
They fixed the hackers. No more immortal guys in faction wars that would make you rage. Though, for me, honestly, I didn't mind it that much because the videos when I face hackers and rage were pretty popular. So people like seeing stuff like that. But for most of the gaming community, it's been very good news. You can finally win fatal battles and get better rewards and stuff. So I guess it should have happened way before. It took them like what, almost 4 years, 3 years to fix that issue. So yeah, the worst thing was probably the new store, at least for most of the people. I kind of got used to it by now. Every game is doing this kind of store, and it adds like more excitement when you check the store every day to find the characters that you need.
One thing about the hackers, though, you have to admit that at some point when you beat a hacker, you feel really great, right? The feeling was pretty nice because the battle was very intense and it's like a neck and neck battle and winning it, it was pretty damn good. Even though it wasn't really something that happened that often, but still it was something that was very pleasant when it happened. And that was one of the few things which I liked before 2.0 and which now removed, unfortunately, from the game.
I mean, you can still lose. You can still face an incredibly powerful team and lose.
Yeah, sure, you can, but you don't have this feeling that you're doomed from the start, which sometimes you had it in the past. So, what is your favorite team in MK Mobile?
Team, I don't know. I prefer to play. I usually just play teams that people suggest, but I can tell you that I don't like Assassin Jade anymore because she is just in every single team. Like, you put her in the worst team and it's gonna make this team great. The fact that she can be terrible and she also can be great, so it makes her the best and the worst character for any team. Usually she's the best when you play against her, but she's the worst when you play with her. But I really like teams that first of all, I'm a huge fan of Cold War team. Not even Cold War team, but the characters with the shields that can do shields. I think shields are extremely overpowered, especially considering that you do shield and special 2. And you can have like maxed out soul medallion and get free special 2. I mean, not free, but like discounted special 2 and just keep spamming it so you can keep the shield up most of the time. So that's super overpowered. I also like evading, even though it's not consistent, it's pretty fun. And sometimes it's like, it gives you that feeling of excitement where you don't know if it's going to work or not. And you're just hoping for it. And if it does, you feel good. If it doesn't, you feel bad. I would say my favorite team would be Classic Liu Kang, Assassin Jade, and Spec Up Scorpion. It just feels like it covers all the basics. It can revive people, it has regeneration, it has power drain, it has snare on tag, and it has like insane damage from Jade. That's like, I feel like the most well-rounded team in the game.
And what is your favorite character? And by the way, 2 questions here: favorite and what is the best character for you? So basically, for me, for example, I really like Marksman Kunjin. I really like.
Really?
Yeah, I really like the character. I have fun now playing with it, especially with talents for additional damage on special 1. He can really kick ass. But I don't really regard him as the best character in the game. So that's the point. If you have a character that you regard as the best, even though it's not your favorite, and a character that it is your favorite, even though you don't regard him or her as the best.
Well, the best one, in my opinion, is definitely Classic Liu Kang. His passive is just too good. The best thing about him is that you can play him at any fusion, even if you have like fully maxed team, and him and only fusion 0, he's still going to be a huge help in your team because he benefits every single character in your team.
Exactly. Yeah. Agree.
But about the favorite one, I kind of like using like underdog teams, the teams that's not supposed to be powerful. It doesn't look like it's powerful, but in the end, it's very enjoyable to like. It's not easy to win, but it's definitely possible to win. Like, I discovered Kintaro lately. He is absolutely crazy, especially if you play him with the right gear. It can destroy diamond teams and stuff, and it just feels more satisfying to use a character like basic gold challenge character to destroy diamond teams. It's a really good feeling.
And if you had the power, which character would you nerf and which character would you buff, and of course why?
So I would love to have the statistics. I hope that NetherRealm, they keep track of which characters are the most used and the least used. And every single game I know, they do that. They just collect the data and then they nerf the most used characters and buff the least used characters. Because the best way to determine which characters are too overpowered is to just see which characters are getting played all the time. And I don't need the data to see that Assassin Jade is the most played character in the game right now, and I think that she should be nerfed, even though I don't think that she's overpowered. I don't think that she should be nerfed. I just want her nerfed just so less people play her, because it's not that it's really hard to play against, it's just I want to see different teams. That's my only reason.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, yes, I fully agree. Jade, I'm not quite sure whether she needs a nerf, but probably a slightly rework or something will do so that people stop using her that much, or if we can introduce other characters who counter her so that she kind of falls off the meta. That's another solution.
Yeah.
Which one would you buff then?
I think there's a lot of basic gold cards that are never getting any play. But it makes sense because those cards are supposed to be weaker because they're easier to get, they're cheaper, they have weaker stats, they have weaker passives, so basically they're not getting any play. The same as bronze and silver characters. Like nobody's playing them in faction wars. They only used for challenges, and only because people have no choice because it's a requirement of the tower. So it's kind of sad to see so many characters that are not getting played just because they're supposed to be weaker. In most of the games, like they have different tiers of characters. 1-star character, 2-star is basically the same as bronze and silver, but they still get, like, you can get the bronze and silver characters to the same level as other cards. It's just they may have weaker passives, slightly lower stats, but in this game those cards become unusable at some point, and it's really sad. So I think they should rework how it works, like the tiers, so every single character can be played.
And this leads me to one of the questions I want to ask you for a long time. You know, everything that they've been doing after the 2.2 is releasing new and new diamonds cards, and of course they released 3 golds, which are as good as diamonds, and
Yeah,
even harder to obtain than some diamonds. And we didn't have a challenge gold character since a year and a half. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the last character that we got, I don't even remember who that character was. Do you remember? Who was the last challenge goat released in the MK Mobile? I'm excluding the Melina and Kitana and the Vorting. Before that.
yeah, actually that would be a good solution to buff some of the basic golds and make them challenge characters. But yeah, I don't remember when they released the last. I feel like maybe it was definitely before update 2.0, and it wasn't even right before. It was like way before.
That's the thing. It was so long ago that nobody remembers who was the last challenge gold introduced in MK Mobile, and that's a huge problem in my eyes. And the thing is, currently we have 38 challenge gold characters. 38. And we have 42 diamond characters. So the diamond characters are more than the challenge gold characters, which is huge imbalance. Because
Yeah, I agree.
we have about 10% chance to get a diamond from a pack. So that means that it cannot really be exactly the same, but we should have at least 5 times more challenge cards than diamonds, but now we don't. And the thing is, we have also 13 exclusive golds. And when I say exclusive, I mean faction wars rewards and basic gold. I'm sorry, and characters such as Cassie Cage, not cosplay, but covert ops that can be obtained through a pack. So if we get these 13 and add them to 38, we have slightly more challenge plus exclusive golds compared to diamonds, and we have huge imbalance here. To me, diamond characters are not rare characters, not anymore. It's just like, I know every single day you're going to get 1 or 2 or 5 diamond characters with 0 challenges, and at some point they have to, if they want to keep it like this, that's fine, but they have to do something with the drop rate, because it's ridiculous. Can you imagine a situation where you have 100 diamonds and 30 challenge golds, and they keep releasing it with 40%, sorry, 4% chance per diamond? It's just crazy, insane. What do you think about it?
So a few weeks ago on a live stream, I had this idea how they can fix it, but I don't think they're gonna do it. But I think it would be a very good idea to just shift the tiers. For example, they completely remove bronze cards and make current silver cards bronze cards. Then they make diamond cards golds, gold, silver, and then they just release another tier and make it as hard to get as diamonds are right now, but give people chance to play with diamonds. I feel like that will, a lot of people will be who wanted to get those diamonds now when they become like challenges, or maybe they release some new game mode to get those cards. I feel like that would make it way more interesting in the game. They're probably never gonna do it because they can't really make money off of it. It's ridiculous how much money focused they became. Like at some point they didn't have a single paid pack in the game except like the soul packs. Now they constantly have 5, 6, 7 packs for real money. And those packs are terrible. Like sometimes it's just easier to just buy souls and get some of the discounted packs they release. Like I feel like in this game, if you don't have patience, you're gonna not succeed or just waste a lot of money. You just need to wait for those amazing deals.
there is something more, something I just came to my mind. I just wanted to ask you. It is regarding the gear that comes into the towers. We all know this
Mhm.
gear is pretty nice, like the Living Dead. I don't really use Revenant since, I don't know, March. Sorry, February, so like 2 months. I don't, because I don't need to. I have the Living Dead, and the Living Dead is even better because it is guaranteed that you're going to survive. You don't rely on chance. You know that you're going to have a Living Dead, and you know that you're going to eat an X-ray or Special 2 or whatever, and you can stay alive. Not only going to stay alive, but you know for how long you're going to stay alive, and you're going to deal massive damage. You're
Mhm.
going to have unblockable attacks, much better than Revenant, definitely. So one of the things which I want to be implemented alongside with the challenge goats is a new difficulty level to faction wars. Because the thing is, right now I have on my collection, I don't have just 12 diamonds, which are not maxed. Everything else is maxed out, and I have all items maxed out except for some epics from the LKT gear and the Tower of Horror. And the problem is, some of this gear is so overpowered that if I put my hands on it, if it is maxed out, then I'll have zero challenge in faction wars. Absolutely zero challenge. So I was wondering, what do you think of that? What do you think of having a separate hard mode in faction wars? So the current one stays like this, but then we have another one, which is the hard mode. And in the hard mode, you get better rewards, and the AI is much smarter. If you remember, after update 2.2, there was a brief period of time when the faction wars difficulty was insane, absolutely insane. Basically, teams that were clearing faction wars without issues before were helpless after this update. It was really hard, especially for a Go team. If you pick a Go team, chances for you to finish hard battle were probably 10%. It was really difficult. So if they do something like this, but put it as a separate difficulty, and this difficulty was giving the characters that you are suggesting, characters that are bigger than Diamond, I believe that will partially fix the problem. And it also gives the veterans, such as me, some kind of a challenge, and some kind of other, I don't know, strive to get certain items other than just have them in my collection, because the LKT gear is pretty nice, but I'm doing fine without it. And if I want to get it, I want to get it for a reason, to have some further challenge.
So in my opinion, when the faction wars got super hard, it's not that AI got better. It's just AI got it was literally cheating. It's just AI was doing stuff that normal players couldn't do. They were blocking your attacks as faster than was possible to do for the actual player. So it's not just it's hard. It just became impossible just because you couldn't do the same thing that AI was doing. And basically, unblockable attacks became meta, and that was the only way to consistently defeat the faction wars. And basically, they changed it in every single game mode, I think. And it kind of sucks that you're going to be required to play basically unblockable gear, characters with unblockable chance. Like Cassie Cage cover ups was the hottest character back then. It's you just play spec op team with her and you were gonna win, but it's not right. Like if they're gonna improve the AI, make it more difficult, they need to make it more difficult some other way, not just by blocking everything you put at them. They should use their special attacks smarter. They should be able somehow to utilize the passives, because right now they're not doing it. They can do X-ray to you when you have like Bone Shield or Revenant. Like that makes no sense. That's pretty easy to fix. You just can make them make better decisions. If they can do that, and if it's gonna feel like more like you're playing against a good player, not the AI, then yeah, I'm all for the new faction wars mode. But if it's gonna be something like it was, yeah, I don't think people are gonna like it, because it's just gonna be not fair, and it's gonna be more random. If you get Block Breaker, you win. If you don't get Block Breaker, you lose. Then it's not gonna be as fun. But it is a good idea. Maybe they can add, maybe not the new faction wars, but like after Fatal Battle, they can have like some other battle, maybe also 7 battles, but like increased difficulty. And but yeah, you do need better rewards, so they need completely new system.
Yeah, I hope that this is going to happen, something similar, because I know that a lot of players, they don't want a challenge, and I understand them. They just want to play for fun, spend some time, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to make the game that difficult so that you can push people away. But at some point, there are other players, for example, like me, who really will enjoy some challenge. And the challenge in LKT, it was a challenging, but the thing is, I got the feeling as I'm hitting a bag of potatoes. You know, the bosses, they are full of HP, but they weren't really that smart or something. The AI wasn't improved. They just had a lot of HP. They could take you down with 5 basic attacks. Anyways, okay, and let's go to the next question then. Out of the top characters in MK Mobile, when I say top characters, I mean the main characters in the game, like Liu Kang, Kano, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. Which is your favorite and which is your least favorite, and why?
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Cassie Cage. She's just awesome. I feel like if I wasn't if there was like an actual, I think we would get along like very well if we met in real life. I just like her kind of personality, and she's also very cute. That helps a lot. The least favorite, well, I think everybody will agree that it's Dvora. She's like, I mean, you have to give it to her. She knows how to survive, and she kind of does it for like her hive or something, whatever her morals are. But she's not completely terrible, but I feel like she would just betray you for no reason, and she's just not fun to have around.
The last question I have for you, and it is, by the way, not regarding MK Mobile, it's regarding the YouTube stuff in general. I just want to know how you deal with hateful comments and the hate in general.
Yeah, I definitely get a lot of those, and I used to be really affected by them in the beginning because when you're just starting to grow, you want to see that people like what you're doing. It gives you confidence to continue. Uh, and you do, even if you do get a lot of good comments, it's still like one of the hundreds is gonna say something bad, and it's gonna make you feel bad regardless. And I feel like right now I'm not really getting affected by that so much because it's been a long time, and I know that I have a lot of people who support me, who love me, who watch my videos, looking forward to my videos. And even though I'm pretty sure I have like a group of people who just come to just subscribe to my channel to come and dislike my video as soon as it's published, because like it's getting most amount of dislikes the first day, and then it just almost stops growing. So
Yeah, this is really
that makes me feel good because I mean those people give me views, and YouTube doesn't really care about likes or dislikes. It's mostly about views and watch time. So those people, even though they're trying to hurt my channel, they're still helping my channel. And I wish them to just keep doing that because yeah, no attention is bad attention on YouTube. I used to like reply to every hateful comments, like, but it's just not worth it. Those people do it just exactly because it's hard. When you leave a nice comment, it just drowns in the sea of other nice comments. You can't just possibly reply to every nice comment. But the hateful comments, they stand out, so maybe they're expecting you to notice it and reply to them just because it's different from all other comments. And some people just like to voice, like they like to go against the majority because they makes them feel special or something. Like when you see a video that is nice, like you wouldn't say it's bad, but when you see a lot of very good comments on it, you just, some people just feel obligated to just point out something bad. I don't know. That's my explanation. But it honestly, if you can ignore it, you just ignore it because if you engage with them, you're just giving them more power.
I was really curious how you deal with it because I was really shocked, especially the thing you mentioned about the dislike. It is true, actually. Sometimes I release a video and I know that nobody else can see it in the first 5 minutes, but people who are my subscribers, and the first 5 minutes get one dislike. And this is kind of a video, there's no subjectivity there. It's just, for example, top 10 X-rays in the gold characters with highest damage. So there's nothing wrong I can do there, right? I'm just
Yeah.
listing the character. So why would you ever dislike this video? I didn't say anything subjective there. Anyway,
I don't know. Usually, if I don't like a video, I just close it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Star, thank you very much for this. Do you have any questions for me or something to add in the end?
So, why did you choose Mortal Kombat Mobile? Why this game? How long have you been playing it?
I believe the beginning 2017 something. And by the way, in the beginning, I learned a lot of stuff from you. I'm not going to lie. A lot of, for example, that poison stops regeneration, stuff like this. The buffs and debuffs, I watched your video, one of the first videos, by the way. And at some point, my collection just grew bigger and bigger and got a lot of maxed out diamond characters. And I was doing pretty well in Faction Wars. And I said to myself, okay, I will do something like a channel on YouTube. There was a lot of questions on which character is good, because people cannot see the price of the character. Because if you could see that, you can tell yourself that, okay, this character goes for 200 souls, the other character goes for 500 souls, so probably the character that is more expensive is better, which is not always the case, but in big majority of cases this is true. So I just made a video saying, okay, this character is, my opinion, is good, this one is bad, this one, every time when you see it in store, buy it. And this video was very successful, by the way. And then I decided to do, okay, I'm going to do a character review, because I'm in the BI, business intelligence, I believe you know. And this is what I do for living. I do reports, machine learning, stuff like this, and I'm very good with numbers, and I can rank and I can do stuff. So I said, okay, I'm going to pull out all information there is for MK Mobile. I'm going to say, okay, this character special to minimum damage is the 50th highest in the game or whatever, and nobody else has done that before, so I'm going to be first and I'm going to occupy this niche. And this is what happened. My characters' views are pretty, let's say, popular at this point. I know that people are asking for more and more. The problem is that they take a lot of time, and currently I don't have it, but I'm going to probably rejuvenate them next week or the week after. And yeah, this is what kept me going. And then I had the top 10 series, just ranking characters by attack, hit points, toughness, and so on and so on. Because you can do that in your phone, but a lot of people didn't know. For example, you cannot sort by toughness, so how do you know which is the character with highest toughness in the game?
Which character has the highest toughness, by the way? Really? I thought it was heavy weapons Jax.
No. Running Kitana. By the way, if we apply the passive of heavy weapon Jax, he comes close. But yeah, it's running Kitana. It's 1,600 base toughness.
So how does toughness work? Because I always get confused by it.
If your toughness is 30% higher than the enemy attack, then you take 10% less damage. It was something like this. I cannot say 100% because I forgot. I calculated it like 2 months ago, but it was something like this.
There's some gear for it though.
Yeah, there is gear, exactly. There aren't a lot of pieces for attack, so kind of. But if the enemy has a rat hammer, it's almost impossible to have.
Yeah. Would you say it's worth it to like put gear with toughness increase? Does it make real difference in matches?
If you have character with high base toughness, for example, on Kitana, that would be great. But if you have a character with shitty toughness, then no. And of course, recovery is the most useless thing. If I can start the match with 0 recovery and get 10% of it applied to my attack, I'll take this every single day.
Yeah, recovery is useless, definitely.
Okay. So if there are no more questions from your side, then we can conclude this conversation. It was a real pleasure having you as my first ever guest on my MK Mobile podcast. And yeah, I really hope everything goes fine with the virus. And yeah, just stay safe and take care, man.
Thanks. It was my pleasure too. Looking forward to your video.
See you next time. Bye-bye.
Good luck with your channel. Bye.
Okay guys, I really hope you enjoyed my conversation with StarInSky. By the way, I will try to do such type of podcasts every time before a major update, so that you can have something interesting to watch while you're waiting for the update to roll out. And of course, it's not necessary to have YouTubers as guests, so next time I might choose somebody out of you if you of course want to participate. Until then, see you next time guys. Take care and stay safe.
Perfect.